the Bethesda deal again because I got more to say about it. So, Microsoft had their March 11th event where I don't know if it's an event, roundtable, whatever you want to call it. They put up a stream where you had Todd Howard, you had a couple folks there, right, from Xbox, from Bethesda, and they were just discussing what the future is going to look like for Xbox. And I quote, I listened to the podcast and all the questions, so I'm going to try to be as clear as I can because that's what I just think it's fair. So obviously, I can't sit here and say every Bethesda game is exclusive because we know that's not true. There's contractual obligations that we're going to see through as we always do in every one of these instances. We have games that exist on other platforms, and we're going to continue to support those games on the platforms they're on. There's communities of players. We love those communities, and we'll continue to invest in them. And even in the future, there might be things that have either contractual things or legacy on different platforms that will go do. But if you're an Xbox customer, the thing I want you to know is this is about delivering great exclusive games for you that ship on platforms where Game Pass exists. And that's our goal. That's why we're doing this. That's the root of this partnership that we're building. And the creative capability we will be able to bring to the market for our Xbox customers is going to be the best it's ever been for Xbox after we're done here. So there you have it. That's the confirmation that they are making exclusives for Xbox. And Xbox is what? Xbox is PC, Xbox is Xbox, the boxes you can buy, the Series X, the Series S. That's where you're going to find Bethesda games. But even with this, people still would try to read in between the lines and make it seem like, yeah, we're still going to get this, we're still going to get that because of the line. Where is it? He said, we love those communities and we'll continue to invest in them. When he said that, he was literally talking about this line right here. This line right here. We have games that exist on other platforms, and we're going to go support those games on the platforms they're on. So that's, Elder Scrolls Online and stuff like that. Games that are going to get big patches, those, always online games. Yeah, they're going to continue to support those. So that's what they mean when they say we love those communities and we'll continue to invest in them. Yeah, they're going to continue to invest in those games where they already launched that, And then he goes into, and even in the future, which this is separate from that now, and even in the future, there might be things that have either contractual things or legacy on different platforms that will go do. Do you know how many people try to look into that one sentence? Hell, not even the whole sentence, just the specific word of legacy and try to make it seem like everything else he talked about here is obsolete. And that means that legacy, hey, Doom has a legacy on PlayStation, so it could be that. Skyrim's been on PlayStation, so it could be that. Fallout's been on PlayStation, so it could be that. And it's like, bro, you just basically took the whole roster of games and now made it, again, it seemed like these shits ain't going to be exclusive when clearly what we talking about here is everything is going to be basically exclusive except stuff that's already out there floating around and games that are always online that they're going to continue to support. They really took this and ran with it, and they focused on that word legacy so hard. But then it's like, dog, before that, he said there might be things that there might be things that have either contractual things or legacy on different platforms that will go do. Contractual things could be anything. It could be maybe Indiana Jones. Like that is a deal between LucasArts, Disney, and them for it to be multi-plat. You know what I'm saying? And they'll get that. Which I'm like, listen, if it's multi-plat, it's funny how that could be multi-plat, but then Spider-Man could just be exclusive to the point where even, the Switch game didn't have Spider-Man in it just because PlayStation was, it was crazy. Like, what the hell is going on? Oh yeah, but Sony owns Spider-Man. No, they don't. He is not owned by Sony. He's owned by Marvel. They got movie rights. That's like saying, oh yeah, you know what? Hulk can't be in that game because Universal got a chunk of the rights of the Marvel, movie rights for Hulk. That makes no sense. You know what I'm saying? In my book, and it's like, then why wasn't this ever put forward with Spider-Man back in the day? They've had the movie rights forever. You know what I'm saying? So I don't buy that at all. It's just the initiative that Sony has, which is keep games off Xbox. Keep games from the Xbox user base to the point where, remember, they didn't even want their players playing with Xbox players. They had no problem with them playing with PC guys, but they didn't want them playing with Xbox and Nintendo guys. Like, Sony is mad petty, bro. Mad petty. Like, they've always been this way. They're little copying petty liars. Like, that's just dumb. And it's okay if you're a fan of that, but just keep it real with yourself of who you're a fan of. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Look. This legacy line, people wanted to, like, you know, oh my God, focus on that. Stop that shit. Like, stop. It's done. It's over. Everything is going to be exclusive. You want to play it? Well, you got multiple routes. You can get a cheap-ass Xbox Series S. You can get a Series X. You can build your PC so that you can play all the stuff, get Game Pass on that, and you basically built yourself an Xbox, because having the PC is basically having the Xbox. So basically, shitting on Xbox, you're shitting on yourself. You look stupid. It makes no sense. I can just get it on PC. Good. It's exactly what they want you to do. You have that option. And in the future, you'll have the option to get it on your TV app, on your actual computer through the cloud without having to build a strong-ass PC. You know what I'm saying? They're going to give so many outlets for you to get their games that it isn't going to matter whether they're on Nintendo or on PlayStation, because the cost of entry into Xbox is going to be cheaper than either of those and more accessible to everyone. Way quicker than those ever will be. Because at the rate Microsoft is moving, they're so far ahead of their competition in the sense of, you know, future-proofing their stuff. That's just the truth of the matter. You know what I'm saying? So, what else do I want to talk about from this roundtable, which I thought was cool? They are going to add over a dozen games to Game Pass, and I'm going to find that list and I'll go through all of them in a second. But yeah, something that was real cool that they talked about in this thing that I want them to keep. I don't know if they are going to keep it, but I do want them to keep it. They talked about how every year Bethesda would do like these, I guess like these, you know, personal video game summits. Let's just call it that. Where all of their developers would come through and share what they've been working on. And everybody gets to see their stuff, and then some developers will be like, oh, yo, how the hell did you do that? And then they'll be like, you know what, this is how we did it. And they basically hook up, link up, and they mingle, you know, far past that event and make their games better. You know what I'm saying? And I thought, damn, that's crazy. And it makes sense why, when you look at like machine game shooting, it got a lot better because they started dealing with id. You know what I'm saying? It started feeling a lot more like Doom. So, like Rage 2, for example, right? Rage 2, wait, is Rage 2 the Machine Games guys? I'm not sure. There's so many damn developers over there. But Machine Games are the guys who do the Wolfenstein series. But then you have Rage 2. And Rage 2 really felt like, gun-wise, it felt like Doom. If I'm not mistaken, that game even had the BFG in it. And I thought that was super cool, and that just, you know, it throws me back to when EA used to make Bond games, and all the driving portions were done by the Need for Speed team, so the driving portions felt super good. Like, I love that about it, you know what I mean? So I think, like, damn, that's awesome that they do that. Microsoft should definitely continue that and make it even bigger. And it just has to be, you know, as Xbox Game Studios, everybody just got to be cool, man, and not spoil you shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, why spoil your own company stuff? Like, it just makes no sense. So I want to see that continue. Like, I really do want to see that continue. I want to see Microsoft take that whole summit idea and say, like, yeah, now you got all of those Bethesda studios mingling with the Collision, mingling with the Initiative, mingling with Turn 10, Playground Games. Like, the list goes on. Red. Like, everybody can just be taken from everybody and just, you know, making the best games they could possibly make, and it'll really feel like maybe close to what it's like to be in EPD, like y'all all in one building basically, which is not the case with all of these teams. But listen, man, if this world told us anything now, Zoom is a thing. You can do stuff from home, so the connection can, you know, continue. So it'll feel like basically like a EPD where everybody, it feels like works together. Like, you can feel the essence of the EPD no matter like which game you're playing from, which, you know, group, you know, because it's different groups than EPD. Like, you can kind of feel the essence of the style of that workplace, and that'll be great to have like Microsoft games that all feel like, all the Xbox Game Studio games that all feel wildly different, because they are going to be. They have such a robust variety of games that are completely different from each other. You know, like I saw some body like on the comment section. There's a lot of trash comments, and it's sad that it'd be the trash ones that stick with you. But somebody wrote like, "Oh, just a bunch of first-person shooters," and it's like, seriously, like that's all it is. Like, you think Fallout is the same, like the shit that's coming out on PlayStation, which is what the developer of Dishonored, like you think it's the same like that, which is the same like Doom Eternal, which is the same like Rage, which is the same like Skyrim. You know what I'm saying? Like, then not just because of the first person view, but people will be ignorant like that. I had to sit through people clowning the FPA term. Like, oh my god, Nintendo always want to be acting like they do with something special. Like, show me one game like Metroid Prime. You still can't to this day. So FPA stands. It's completely different from FPS. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, like it's just you see crazy things, but yeah, they got a crazy, you know, just an insane lineup of developers. And hell, speaking of them, let me get to the list of games that are now on Game Pass. PC. Most of these are on PC and console, so that's a good thing. And it's crazy. You can see the variety right here. You got Dishonored, which I want to play. Like, I played Dishonored 2 to do some Microsoft points, like the opening. I was like, this is cool, but I wouldn't want to play 2 without playing 1. And word on the streets is that Dishonored 1 is gonna get FPS boost. I said did I say S? FPS boost and HDR. Auto HDR. So that game is gonna play and look way better on the Series X. So I said I'm gonna just wait for that. Then I'll get to 2. So that's gonna be one of the Bethesda games that I definitely want to play. You got Doom the original, Doom 2 the original, Doom 64, Doom 3, and Doom Eternal up there. I'm hoping that Doom. Look, all the games that aren't here, like Evil Within 2 and stuff like that. I hope those games aren't here because they're gonna get the FPS boost upgrades and like the auto HDR and stuff like that. That's what I'm hoping is gonna happen. Hell, before I even go down to this list anymore, I just want to mention real quick that there's a rumor going around that Batman Arkham Knight is about to be remastered for free on it's going to basically get optimized for Xbox, Series S and X. And if that is the case, oh man, I'm playing through that game again this year for sure. For sure, man. I was playing it the other day just to do the Microsoft points of this week, and I'm like, I want to play through this shit again. And I wish they would, enhance it. Then I see this rumor come out, and I'm like, yes, let it be true, let it be true. All right, so we got Fallout New Vegas, Fallout 4, Fallout 76 Steel Dawn, Prey, which everybody says, oh, if you like Metroid Prime, play Prey. And I'm like, you know what? That's going to be another one I'm going to give a shot, this year. Rage 2, I played about a quarter of it already. So I don't know if I'll go back to it or what. Maybe, who knows? It's cool, it's fun. I was having fun with it. Morrowind, the classic from the Xbox. I laugh because I remember the first time I saw Morrowind, that was literally the first. No, that was the second Xbox game I ever saw literally in front of me. And it was like one of my friends, he was goddamn flipping cows over. And I'm like, yo, what the hell is this? Like, what the hell are you doing? This is ridiculous, And turned out to be a legendary, iconic game that will be remembered and talked about for the, decades. Next up, you got the Elder Scrolls Oblivion. Then you have Skyrim, right? The Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim. Elder Scrolls Online, which is just PC and Xbox, no cloud support for that one. No, I'm lying. It's just Xbox and cloud. No PC support for that one. Then you got Evil Within. You got Wolfenstein 1. Then you got what the hell is that? The old blood? I can't even see what. I don't know if that's Wolfenstein. It might be Wolfenstein the Old Blood, and then Wolfenstein Young Blood. So yeah, Young Blood is the co-op one, which is cool that those are up there. So I'm definitely gonna play some Doom stuff. I'm gonna play some Dishonored. I'm gonna try playing Prey. And I don't know about the big RPGs. Maybe I don't know. I'm not even gonna pretend, like I'm gonna play those. But maybe I'll give one of the Fallouts a shot. I don't know. The fact is, they're all on Game Pass. They ain't ever going nowhere because those are now first-party games. It's so crazy to see like Doom get thrown up there and be celebrated. Like, look, bam, this is, first party stuff. And I really mean celebrate it, because they had trailers this week and everything, dope trailers, to go along with the announcements, and seeing all those games together, all those IPs. And they weren't even putting everything in there, like the unreleased stuff, like, Everwild and things like that. It's just so much that it's crazy. It's crazy that you still got people out here still trying to downplay Xbox first party lineup. And there's some people out here who real ridiculous. Let me tell you, who feel like oh yeah, this is all good, but it's like what are you doing for me right now? There's 20 games you can play right now on Game Pass from these developers. A dozen of them weren't even there before. You know what I'm saying? And if you never played them, options. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely gonna jump through and play some of these games. But then it's like, what have you done for me lately? Well, wait, relax. It's happening. You know what's crazy? Like, games take time to make. Absolutely take time to make. And these guys been making games before this acquisition. Now these games are gonna come out as straight up exclusive, and they're gonna drop day and date in Game Pass. Like, it's gonna happen soon, like this year. This idea that people think, oh yeah, you ain't gonna see no Bethesda games for years. Like, you are. Hell, you saw one last year, but they didn't own them when Doom came out. But still, it's theirs. It's theirs. You know what I'm saying? So when the new DLC comes out, it counts, right, as theirs, right? Because it came out after the acquisition. It is what it is. They got that, which they could you could like. I don't like this idea that people act, oh yeah, but that came out last year. It's a brand new game that's still getting content. These games nowadays are live games. You know what I'm saying? Like, even when they're not service style game, like, they're live. They continue to change and adapt and get new content. Hell, I could bring up one of my tried and true. Hell, I could bring up a lot of Ubisoft games, because Ubisoft, you can say whatever you want about their games dropping fast. They support the shit out of their games. The Crew 2, the Season 2 is starting up, right, on March 17th. They got the new agency mode. I'm going to actually link that trailer in this podcast, in the show notes, so you can watch it and just look at it. Like, the content that they're adding to the game, and it's like, yeah, this game has been out for, 3 years now? And they still supporting it. Some of it is paid. A lot of it is free. You know what I mean? And there's more game in there for you to enjoy. They're doing the same thing with Rainbow Six games. They're doing the same thing with For Honor. For Honor, the Red Steel 2 guy. His game, no matter what people say about it, is a success because it's been getting supported for years. You know what I'm saying? So this idea that people try to act like, oh yeah, it's old. What are you playing on your Series X? You ain't playing nothing but old games. I'm playing games. Like, the Call of Duty Warzone that I'm playing right now was not the Warzone that I was playing when I bought Warzone the day, the year it came out, the month it came out. I ain't get it day one, but the month it came out. It's not the same. It's not the same one from 2 weeks ago. The map has changed now. Area zombies pop out. There's modes that you can, you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. And I'm talking about the modern warfare with Warzone, not me getting Cold War. I don't got Cold War. And that game is still changing and getting more content, and it's better than ever because I'm playing it on way better hardware. You get what I'm saying? It's no different from Apex. You know what I'm saying? And that getting new content and stuff like that. Or Fortnite, Forza Horizon still has stuff coming out. People are like, oh yeah, what you doing playing that? There's new stuff in there. Like the little new little challenges that players are creating, and they're like really fun, creative, crazy stuff, like, fly up a goddamn 1,000 feet in the air with this ramp and see how far you get, and like just crazy little mini games that they threw in there. Like, yo, these games continue to change. They added a battle royale mode to it last year, so people are like, oh yeah, why are you still playing that? Because these games are literally better than the shit that's out there right now. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's new or old, like when I'm playing the Gears of War, it's not what I was playing a year ago, and it damn sure doesn't play and look like it could have a year ago. It looks way better. You know what I'm saying? It runs way better. Like, new stuff. No different from Miles Morales. It's funny how I watch like the IGN console watch, right? IGN console watch, and they right at the opening, oh yeah, because Xbox don't really have that, but on the PlayStation side they got Miles Morales, and I'm like, what? Why does that count? But then Half-Busters doesn't count as a new thing for the Series X, which is fully optimized for it, takes advantage of it and everything. Why that don't count? Weird. Looks just as good. Weird. It's one of the best looking games. Like, yo, what car game could you put up against Forza right now? Because I downloaded Dirt on Game Pass, and I don't want to shit on Dirt, but Dirt looks like shit. It literally looks like dirt compared to Forza Horizon 4. Like, dude, I got a whole video coming up on Forza Horizon because I just like because how much I love the series and what I hope Microsoft does with it. Now, like they literally got no competition in the field of racing games no more. Like remember when it was like, oh, Gran Turismo versus Forza? It ain't that no more. It's just Forza. We just waiting now for Forza. Like, yo, that's just the shit now. When you talk about racing games, you know what you got to mention first and foremost. It's Forza. After that, I'm gonna just go to the fun racing games. Like, oh, Mario Kart. Because anything after is like, listen, unless you're telling me the Crew 3 coming out, then I don't really care. It's Forza and the Crew for me personally. But just straight up, like Forza is the premier racing game in the realm of gaming now. That's just the brand, like it is. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, the idea like, oh yeah, oh shit, it's just dumb. But anyway, I want to mention the fact that they mentioned at this Bethesda show. Yeah, we still talking about that. I know. They mentioned the fact that this summer they're gonna have an event, and the event is gonna feature Bethesda games. Yeah, brand new ones, right? Let me not say new ones. It's definitely gonna be a new game there. Let's just say that because the lady who was there mentioned it. Phil mentioned it. Yeah, it's happening this summer. And you know what I love that she did? Literally when she did, I was like, yo, that's my shit right there. You know what I'm saying? Props to her. She was like, oh yeah, when does summer end again? I was like, exactly. When you say summer, always think to the last damn day. What is that? September 2019, around there, right? So mid-September is when this Xbox event is happening. Don't expect it in fucking July, June. It is going to be around that time, obviously. But don't expect it around that time. You know what I'm saying? Because they could easily say, oh no, we're going to E3. That's not the Xbox event we were talking about. But I think that will be the event that they're talking about. But again, remember, they love to go to Gamescom and everything. And the truth is, as we get deep and deep into the year, I feel like more and more things are going to open up and open up as, the vaccine and all of that stuff, gets distributed all over the world and all of that good stuff. So, yeah, a confirmation of another event this year. And I say another because Nintendo's not just going to show Breath of the Wild 2 and some throwaway, oh, this is just a Zelda event. They're not going to do that. They're going to put it where they can also promote other stuff. That's going to be, either the kickoff or the closer to a big event this year for Nintendo. And again, they confirmed that we're going to see Zelda this year. So that's another goddamn event alongside this one. And speaking of this event, I'm excited for it, this Microsoft event, because I want to see, what the lineup is going to look like in the fall, what the games they're going to show, because I feel like whatever they show is going to be the stuff that's the closest to launch. And I'm hoping Perfect Dark is one of those things.